adjustments to the team, or just as he's come on, get comfortable with the team. How have you done that?
No, most importantly, communication. Just trying to help him get in his spots that he likes the ball. I've watched a lot of film on him, just trying to figure out where his comfort zone is. Does he like shooting right? Does he like shooting left? A bunch of different things, and then also just be normal. You got to get to know people, and so I think that's most important. Is when you walk in every day, you speak. You see how someone's doing, all of those things. But just from a basketball perspective, just trying to help him out offensively and defensively, understand the things that we do and try to get him up to speed as fast as we can.
You guys at one point late, we're closing with you, Guy, Al, and Kristaps. And, even tonight, it was just a lot bigger lineups. How much are you enjoying that switch up? Yeah.
I love it. It's great. As having more size, and we'll get more and more comfortable with it. It's still fresh. Is that my second time playing with KP? Yeah. Oh, this is the second game. All right, so, we'll get better and better and figure out more and more. But, I think when you have more size out there, you're just able to cover up more. You're able to cover up more mistakes. And then it closes gaps as well when you have more length. So, I like it.
You did want a couple of high lows, including one late for a dunk. How useful could that type of action be to your offense?
Very useful, especially when Steph's out there, because he's going to take two people out to play. And so when you can get those advantages, as we create those advantages, people will help more and more. And it's either a quick swing or DHOs, and so trying to read all of those things. Just try to find ways to get us some easier buckets, within the flow to where the offense don't stop. And, if teams want to switch on him, you got to make them pay for that. And so I try to, usually they go help with my man, and so if I'm in the far corner, that's a far pass, and that's tough for somebody. See, KP saw one today. But KP 7-3. For everybody else, it's hard to see that pass. And so just trying to make myself available to make the next play.
Part of playing with more size allows you to guard the other team's best perimeter guy. I know you've talked about Kawhi, KD, now SGA, how much of an honor it is to take on that challenge, but how energizing is it to get that kind of assignment?
I think our coaching staff has figured out I have a lot more energy when I got that kind of assignment. Because, like I said, if coach called on me to guard Kawhi, to guard KD, to guard Shea, that's a badge of honor. That is. I'm 36 years old. 3 games straight. That's a badge of honor. And so I get excited as hell because it's a challenge. I'm disgusted I gave up that 3 at the end. It was too much rhythm. I should have pressed up more. I'm beating myself up about that. But to draw those responsibilities at this point in my career is amazing. And it energizes me a lot because, number one, my team need me to handle that matchup. A part of the reason we want to go to that is so we don't have to help so much, And so then I have to take on that responsibility and make sure that we don't have to help a ton. And then also, I am a very prideful person. And I just can't go out there and get murdered, It's going to happen when you're playing against great players like that, But at the same time, for me, I just can't go lay down. I can't go out there and feel like it's easy. And so, it like I said the other night, it brings the best out of you when you're guarding guys like that. I was telling them on the bench, man, the moment you think you can relax on Shea, he going downhill. And so it's been fun guarding 3 of the best scorers we have in this league.
It's a very different responsibility than what they've asked you to do a lot over the last couple of years. You're 36. Is it more or less physically taxing playing small ball 5 versus guarding SGA, KD, Kawhi?
It's different. Small ball 5 is taxing. But it's a different challenge, right? Like small ball 5, you're absorbing all of the force of the offense at all times, right? Like somebody come downhill, you got to be the primary help guy. You got to be the guy to set the paint. You got to be the guy to set the box outs. And so that's kind of the challenge of the small ball 5. And then rebounding. If I'm at the 5, we're a lot smaller elsewhere. And so that's more the challenge at the 5. The challenge with these guys is their teams are looking for them every play. So you never get a break. And the moment you relax, you lose. Because now if you're a step behind, now they have the advantage. And you don't make up advantages. If you try to make up a disadvantage that Shai's created for you, you're going to foul. If you try to make up the disadvantage that KD creates, you just can't. You dead. Like he going to raise up, and there's nothing you can do about it. Same for Kawhi. So completely different challenges, all taxing in their own right. But that's the game we play, and I love the challenge. So different challenges for sure, but nonetheless, all of them are tough as the NBA.
Draymond, since the deadline, you guys have all said how much you've respected Porzingis from afar. Obviously, the talents there. What's it like in these, and I know it's only been 2 games, but what's it like seeing the glimpses of what it can be in real time here?
It's great. He's a mismatch just about anybody who guards him. And so to have that mismatch, it opens up the floor for so many other people. And he hasn't even found his jump shot yet. So we know what he's capable of. It's his second game tonight. He'll get more and more comfortable. He'll get his legs underneath him more and more. His shots will start going. And he just become more of a weapon for us. So, the game is a lot easier when he's on the floor. The finishes around the basket, the rim protection, the game gets a lot easier. So, he'll continue to round in the form, and it'll be great for us.
Kristaps said that he has almost like a peace of mind. He feels like his health is under control. He knows what he's going through. What have you seen from him? I guess on the emotional side the last few weeks. He's even keel. He's not someone like even when he's not out there, or if he's not feeling well, he doesn't walk around like this. Like he looks the same every day. So you can mistake. And I spoke about this the other day. We're not the organization to walk around and look at guys like, man, this guy may be ready, or why he not out there? We don't do that, and you're never going to feel any pressure as far as getting on the court. That's not who we are. That's not how we operate. But in saying that, he's not a guy that walks around and wants you to see he's not feeling well. Walk in with the same attitude every day, upbeat, same spirit, and you can appreciate that. And like I said, nobody's going to be looking at him like, man, he must feel all right. He upbeat. That ain't we don't do that shit here. So you always want guys. Some guys, I'm not, but some guys even keel because they set different tones in the locker room every day. Buddy Hield was like that. Obviously more funny, but always even keel. And so. KP's been like that, and no matter what's going on with him, same upbeat spirit every day, and you can appreciate that.
Cool.